Alice, and I'm one of the therapists helping to run the Restore group for Mum's Aid.
So my name is Siobhann McAvoy. I work with the charity Mum's Aid in Greenwich. I've worked for Mum's Aid since September 2020. I started working as the therapist on the Young Mum's Aid service, which was delivering counselling to young mums.
So why did I want to join? Well, I've always been passionate about supporting women through pregnancy, birth and the postnatal period. As a birth and postnatal doula, antenatal teacher and counsellor, I've seen firsthand how birth experiences and pregnancy experiences that are traumatic can deeply impact a woman's emotional well-being. Many women feel unheard, invalidated or even ashamed of their feelings after those experiences. I wanted to be part of a space where those experiences could be acknowledged and we could offer stabilisation so they can move towards processing those feelings. Restore offers compassionate and specialised support to women who otherwise might not have access to it.
As a charity that supports mothers, we are working with women who give birth, and what was coming up a lot more often was that the birth was not as positive as what the expectation was. There was a lot of mums coming in who had a lot of dysregulation following the birth, which was surrounding the fact that there was interventions and actually left the women really quite traumatised. So not only are they dealing with being a new mum and all of the day-to-day changes in their life that involves, there's also the aspect of having to deal with the physical and psychological fallout of being having a negative birth experience. And so the Restore Birth group came about because we wanted to specifically work with women on the impact of birth trauma. It's not sitting down and talking about the actual details of what happened. It's about how I'm feeling now, what it's left me with, the hypervigilance, the sleeplessness, all the other things that go with it.
So what is Restore? Restore is a specialist birth trauma support group run by Mum's Aid. It provides a safe, supportive space for women who have experienced pregnancy and birth traumas. The group helps women process their experiences, connect with others who understand, and to receive professional guidance to their emotional recovery. It's a friendly space. Each session is designed to be really gentle and supportive, where you can come in and share your symptoms around trauma. We're never going to ask you to talk about your individual story because we don't want to re-traumatise you or the group. Sessions often include guided discussions, grounding exercises, some psychoeducation, so you get to understand what your nervous system is doing. The focus is really on validation and equipping you, so you've got strategies that you can cope in your everyday life. So it's a really interactive and informative.
In the Restore group, what we do is that we start off with grounding techniques, helping women to sort of feel grounded and feel more in control of what's going on in their body. We talk about the psychoeducation of trauma, what the brain does when we're threatened or we're in a very frightening experience. And so that gives us like a solid foundation to sort of like, well, we've got tools, we know what we can do. If we're feeling overwhelmed or dysregulated, we can then start to take back control over what's going on. We talk about things like being able to advocate for ourselves, what stops us from, saying, no, this doesn't work for me. And also for women who are pregnant and going to have another baby, helping them around, supporting them with language around that. What we find is that women are really initially quite nervous about coming, but it's actually really very relaxed. It starts off with a cup of tea, a little chat, we do a check-in, we do some deep breathing, and then we have a theme for the week. And usually what happens is that what the women have checked in with, that often ties into the theme that we're doing.
One of the most powerful things about Restore is the sense of connection it creates. Many women come in feeling isolated, believing that no one else understands their symptoms. But in the group, they start to realise they're not alone. And seeing that shift from isolation to a shared understanding is incredibly moving. It's also amazing to witness the small but significant moments of healing, whether it's someone feeling heard for the first time or gaining a new perspective or an understanding on their experience.
For me, what I find is that it's a real bonding experience for the women. There's a societal expectation that because we have capacity to grow babies and give birth to them, that it should be incredibly natural for us and that we should just pick up the baby and just get on with cooking dinner and putting the washing on, but that really isn't the case. And women are often reluctant to talk about how overwhelmed they feel because we are taught that we should be able to do this, and that's not the reality of it because society is very different now. We've got a lot more pressures and responsibilities. And the thing that I like is just sitting back when the women get to know each other and you start to see these connections being made, and it's lovely. It's really nice. First of all, they get the techniques to be able to manage any sort of physical side effects like palpitations, sweating, feeling unsafe. They're empowered in being able to take control of what's going on in their body, and they understand why their body is behaving in that way. It's because they feel threatened. So giving them back a sense of control is one thing. Also being able to feel that and believe that what they're going through is absolutely normal considering what they've been through, that they have actually been through quite a terrifying experience. Some women have suffered quite significant side effects from it. We've had mums whose babies are 4 and 5, so their trauma was a number of years ago and they're still feeling the impact of it. Also, it gets them to a place where they can talk about it and not feel shame that their body has let them down or that they've let them down because maybe their emotions have, quote unquote, got the better of them. It's normal to feel this way when you've experienced something so traumatic.
Validation. Many women feel dismissed when they talk about birth trauma or pregnancy trauma. Restore offers a space where their feelings are acknowledged and respected. Also connection, meeting others with similar experiences reduces the isolation and the feelings of shame. And offering emotional regulation. Women learn those grounding techniques, coping strategies to manage the anxiety, flashbacks, the distressing thoughts. And lastly, reframing and healing. While we can't change what happened, we can help you make sense of the experiences in a way that allows you to move forward with much more self-compassion. Well, I'd firstly say it's really normal that you feel nervous. Talking about your trauma or anything like that is going to be daunting. But Restore offers that gentle space. So you only share what you want to share. And as I say, we don't get you to talk about your individual trauma. We talk about the symptoms. So joining can be a real sense of relief once you can hear others' experiences. So sometimes just being in the space where others understand is your first step towards healing. So if you're interested in Restore, please come down. We would love to work with you.
I would say come along. It's called birth trauma because that's what it's about, but we don't actually talk about it, and that is a bit scary. Come along. It's really nice. It's very relaxed. It's very informal. We do keep it a very safe space for the women that come. If it doesn't work for you, then there's no obligation to come back the following week.